Hey guys, welcome into Unpaved. Sean Salisbury here, along with my guy Adam Sager. At Adam Sager on Twitter. I'm at Sean Unfiltered Triple E along. Thanks to Laura, who behind the scenes does a great job bringing JB on in just 1 minute. Sorry we're late. I will get that handled with those that are involved in the tech after I rip their ass to shreds, and then we'll be back on normally next time. It's still 12 o'clock. Sometimes, you got to take a sledgehammer to a fucking head to get this thing done. So we'll get it going right again. For the constant reminder, Segs, good to be with you. A lot going on. And we'll get back to you and I firing some questions and getting this thing rolling on as we continue. But let me bring in for our regular Monday visit. Coach JB joins us now. It's great to have him on, as we always do. You can always catch him on his show, The JB Show. And he is a regular on our show, as you know, every single Monday. We get him on here in his show. If you want strong opinion and somebody doesn't back off, come here and go there, and you'll get the combination of the two best in the country, and we always get him on. JB, sorry for the delay. After I opened 4 cans of whoop ass, and I'm to you. So there you go, my man. As you know, wear it on my sleeve that I got a little fire in my belly. Anyway, let's start here.
Is your piss hot right now?
Yeah, it's as hot as could be, dude. I hate making people wait. Meaning you, guests, and fans, technology, it drives me out of my friggin' mind, especially when it's a repeatable offense, okay? So we're going to get that fixed one way or the other. You can find us on YouTube regularly, on iTunes every single day, on Spotify every single day, and right here on Rumble. And normally we're up at 12 o'clock, and we shouldn't have to have this conversation anymore. JB, welcome in. All right, man, there's a lot going on. First off, how you feel about the halftime show? I know you'll be watching Bad Bunny. That's been announced. I think Rock Nation and Jay-Z are the ones that kind of control the halftime show. Puerto Rican and ready to roll. Bad motherfucking Bunny. We'll kick it off.
I don't know who it is. I never heard of him. So I'm just finding out. I don't watch it anyway, but at the same time, it's like, damn, we don't got what happened to our principal in a country of American football was created. I don't know. I can't figure it out, but I heard he doesn't even speak English.
I don't know. I know about Bad Bunny, but I don't know enough about his background.
So are you gonna watch him?
Dude,
are you gonna know what he's saying or no?
JB, I got to come clean about this. It's kind of like the Pro Bowl for me. I don't usually watch halftime shows. Yeah. I don't. I'm too busy getting up, getting some more vittles. Talking to guests or friends when you're at a house party. I don't know. And then I wait for everybody to tell me how good it was or not. And if it's good, I'll go back and watch clips of it. If it isn't good, because they'll be all over. If it isn't good, then I don't know who to hate. Okay? So I just leave it alone.
Is he an Alphabet Mafia guy?
I don't know, dude. I don't have any idea what
I think, yeah. I think he considers himself one of the names. I don't know what the names are.
Yeah. I don't think he's a big supporter of the conservative element. But there he is, hairy chest, sexy. JB's kind of guy.
No, tattoos. That's tattoos.
Oh, those are tattoos. Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, those are tats. Oh, he shaved the chest in for the tats. My bad. That's a. I mean, look at he's got good lettuce. That's your performer right there, dude. Bad Bunny. There you go.
I thought that was Screech.
There you go.
Oh, there you go. So he is one of them guys.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. I knew he was an anti-ICE activist. He doesn't sing in English. So what are we supposed to do? Are they going to have like the bottom line where you like when you watch a movie like in French and you don't know, but they put it up there so you can read the words he's saying? Or are we just supposed to get along with the vibe? Or what is it? We do live in America,
Goodell,
correct?
Man? What's going on with Goodell, man?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Between Michigan and you guys, Texas, and having those guys yell over the loudspeaker as they pray every morning, I don't know how you guys do it, man.
I don't. Yeah. Oh, no. I'm not part of that either. Okay. I'm not letting communities take over that. But can we? So there you go. I just wanted to introduce Bad Bunny to you, JB. I didn't figure you knew who he was.
Yeah. So is that dice fingernails on that?
I don't have any idea. Like I said, I know his music, some of it, but I'm not going to any of his concerts, and I never have. And so, but I don't watch the halftime show. If somebody tells me about it, I will. I watch the national anthem. That's what I do. I like that.
You're not going to perform. You're not going to when he performs in Houston.
I'm going to give that away. Okay. I'll wait till somebody posts the clips before I go. As I say, halftime show. Is it good? Well, let me see it. And if somebody says it really sucked, then I'll go watch some of it too, because I want to know either way. But I'm normally not a halftime show guy. All right, let me get to now that we got Bad Bunny out of the way. Then maybe he'll be a good Bunny on the halftime show.
Great name, by the way. This fucking
classic. Yeah, great name.
Masculine.
Why in the world? Yeah, why in the world? I want to hit college football. Does Penn State have a hard time with James Franklin beating ranked teams? And anybody that tells me, when I see some of these prognosticators, and I said it last week with Segs, I said, I have a problem. I have not bought into Drew Aller's game in big games. I don't think he can throw the ball very well. He may be able to do it in shorts and a t-shirt, but big games. And they just don't know how to win big games. I'm just sorry. And they just don't. And they got beat again on the road. And the opposing quarterback is far better than the one that they're presenting. I'm sure he's a good player.
They got beat at home.
But in big games on a whiteout, it just, to me, they play good defense and they run the football. And when they run into somebody who's got more team speed and better athletically, that football team is really good, but they have their weaknesses. And there you go. AP, what does that say? Top 6 opponents. He's 2-21.
Yeah,
that is
1-11. He's 1-11 the last couple of years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard to do. That's hard to do if you're a shitty coach, let alone a good one. But what does that say? But he keeps getting gigs, and they just don't beat good teams, whether it's lack of preparation or they're slow or whatever it is. But Penn State's team, and like I said, if they're behind and if you can stop them from running the ball, they're not beating you. Todd Blackledge doesn't play anymore. Ledge could throw it. They're not beating you if they can't run it and be physical. Oregon was a better football team, and Oregon clear across the country to go take care of their business against Penn State. And once again, they validated what everybody thinks. Great program, can't win big games at home, and will fall short of being in the national championship because of the fact that if they're not playing great defense, can't stop the opposing quarterback, and can't get off the field defensive, but also can't dominate you in the run game physically, then they will get beat at home. And there it goes again, which has been a Penn State problem and a James Franklin problem.
Here's an issue we fight. I think we face this because social media and all these people that don't know football. Where do you go, though? Like, people are so quick to get rid of Dabo because they're struggling. He's one of 3 guys.
I don't want to fire him. I'm not talking about firing James. I'd say don't win big games.
No, I get you. I'm with you. But, like, the fan base, they go, who do they replace James Franklin with? This is a lame duck institution. After Joe Pa and the whole Zandusky thing, you get Bill O'Brien in there to kind of keep this thing resurrected and afloat after the whole thing. So he did the job I think is one of the best ever, taking over for that. Then James goes and turns around Vanderbilt. And I've known James a long time. He turns Vandy around, kind of gets him going, and then gets this job. I mean, he's winning 9, 10, 11 a year, but he's 1-11 versus top 5 competition, 2-21 versus top 6. He can't get over the hump. But do you replace him for somebody that then rebuilds? It's always
how do you hire the coach? Yeah, how do you hire the coach? You say, I want a guy who wins 9 games and beats good teams, or I want a guy who wins 10. Listen, the only way you win a national title is you got to beat good teams. What's that?
Now, Nebraska is that perfect. You got rid of Frank Solich, a good friend of ours, and he won 10 games last time I checked, and they got rid of him. Then they got Bo Pelini. He won 9 games last time they fired him. Nebraska ain't won 9 goddamn games since. So just be careful what you ask for now, because you ain't going to get better. We don't just fall off trees, Sean. Guys that win national titles. There's 3 of them playing, 3 of them coaching right now, period.
Right.
So, we be careful.
Listen, I think James Franklin's a good coach and obviously a good recruiter. I just always wonder if team speed they keep up. It kind of reminds me at times of Notre Dame recently. You see what I'm saying, JB? Yeah. Now, I know they won big games, got in the national championship last year. And what I say is that for whatever reason, I always feel like when if they get to play the pound you football, they're really friggin' good, man. And I have so much respect for Notre Dame, and hell, almost went there myself. And I have a ton of respect for Penn State. And they've got the thing is they got a great play caller. Their offensive coordinator is very. You saw what they did last year with the tight end.
Like
I mean, they're
years ago.
Extremely inventive and outside the box thinker, which tells me if they can't win them, that something's wrong in the DNA of the player. That whatever it is, what's going on with
sometimes
big plays on offense.
Sometimes, like your alma mater that's facing right now.
There you go. We fall into
Riley.
the same freaking category, buddy. Yes, we do.
When you got a head coach, offensive guy who's also a quarterback guy, and your hands are all over the offense, how comfortable are you either relinquishing it all the way, or you allow a guy to call plays, but you're in his ear and he's not very comfortable. He's not himself per se. There's those two issues going on. So and then on the top of it, Penn State hasn't had a real quarterback. Let's be honest. Since when? I mean, Jesus Christ! Like, why is Penn State struggling? Pennsylvania, I believe, is Pennsylvania maybe third now behind Texas. California, Texas, and Pennsylvania have put more quarterbacks in the NFL than any other state. Why are they not finding a quarterback in Pennsylvania? From Dan Marino to Joe Montana to all the greats. Why are they not finding a quarterback? I don't get it.
By the way, Montana and is Montana. Well, you know that obviously Jim Kelly was a Pennsylvania guy.
Kelly.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of great ones that went on to play great, but Todd Blackledge was a hell of a college quarterback. Joe Namath. That's exactly what Beaver Falls, I think, Pennsylvania, where Joe Namath's from. So, like I said, ton of respect for the program. I just don't trust their offense to be explosive enough against a team that can match them physically. So when it gets down to the other team can keep up with you physically, are you finesse enough to do it? And I don't think they are. I just don't. The Segs and I will talk about it later. I went into the game saying I don't know if I mean, how are they going to be in a James Franklin big game when you're the show and everybody's watching? And I don't trust Drew Aller to carry a team on his shoulders, throwing the football and being that guy. And I think he bore that out to perfection. You mentioned USC. Coach JB, I went into this game thinking this is their first real physical test. Bielema's team got their ass kicked last week and it humiliated. And I said, you better be prepared for their best. They're going to run it. Their quarterback is solid, and they did whatever they wanted. And once again, you could not, when it gets to the same things that's happened. I felt SC was a little better to start, but same things that have happened to them, they run into somebody who punches them in the mouth. They have been unable to punch back on the physical side. They are a finesse team, and they proved it again. And Bielema, who lives by this bang you. Now, the key is when Bielema runs into athletes as well, sometimes it catches up to him because team speed, just like we've just talked about. USC's got all that, but they just can't bang you like they used to. And I thought they'd turn the corner, at least got close. And this was going to be a test, and it's not going to get any easier. And Illinois put it on them, man. I know what it came down to.
Really wasn't even close.
Right. The physical nature was from the start. You can see they did.
Well, they have 700 yards offense down there.
That's a concern when you're playing anybody that's more physical. SC's lost that. And so what do you say if Lincoln Riley wins 8-9 games? Do you still love – see, we're more cosmetic. We love the beauty of playing fast and scoring points and, you know, all that. It's great. But when it gets down to the substance of a full-blown fist fight that you got to gut punch them, we haven't been able to do that enough the last – well, it's been more than just 3 years. And I think Lincoln Riley's a brilliant play caller. But he's all offense all the time. And I, which is going to lead me to the NFL and college. The question I had for you written down about this was about guys calling plays that are also the head coaches. I think you got to be a unique cat to do it, dude. And I think that, you know, when I was there, we never, ever, Coach Robinson never had a head coach calling the plays.
The best teams, Pete Carroll, Belichick, Parcells, they delegated and hired great coaches. I don't know.
Trusted them.
Yeah, I grew up with Sark. I know Lane well. Those guys are great play callers, and Lincoln Riley. I look at Lincoln. They lost to the 3 M's last year in exactly the same fashion they lost to Illinois. They worry about scoring faster than anybody else, and that's a offensive coordinator mentality. My dick's bigger than yours. I'm going to score. I'm better than you on offense, but have no idea of how to protect your defense. You're the head coach. You're not a play caller only anymore. this has lost them. Michigan last year, instead of running the football, they score right away, and then they give Michigan time to return the ball, and then they beat you on a run play, of all things. Michigan did last year at Michigan. This year, they score with 1:37, way too much time, and Illinois goes down and wins. Like, you don't think about the defense. The defense just got off the field, Sean, for an 11-play drive.
So when I sat there and watched it, I just I was watching the game because my Trojans, and I said, too much time on the clock. I don't think they can get off the field. This is going to be a problem. And what happened? It was a problem, and they just can't get off the field in nut cutting time. And you say, the problem is, you talk about whose unit's bigger. The problem is USC doesn't have a lot of girth. Okay. They're not only they're long, but
their corners are horrific, Sean. Their corners,
and that's not an SC problem in the past.
Hell no, I can throw a goddamn quarter outside the Coliseum and find 55-star DBs in South Central alone.
Oh, I know. Within 10 miles of that campus,
I don't have one of them.
Within 10 miles of that campus, dude. You can
don't get me started on UCLA. Don't get me started on UCLA. Yeah, LA sports right now is a joke. I don't get it. I mean, Dodgers start, the Reds tomorrow. LA's a winning town.
The Dodgers are playing in the wild card, though, and they were supposed to win 100. They're playing in the friggin' wild card round because they couldn't close it out and allowed, Philly and who else am I leaving out in the National League? That's the other.
That's it. Behind they were behind.
No,
Philly.
but who's the other team? No, Phil. I know Padres are wild card. The Dodgers, Bob Melvin, by the way, got fired by the San Francisco Giants. The Cincinnati Reds, but who's the other record? The Philly. What am I thinking of?
What about the Mets fall off?
Yeah, no doubt. But they're playing the wild card round, and they were supposed to have first round, just seeing the divisional round. But with injuries and lack of hitting late in the season, you saw the problem with the Dodgers.
You're talking about Milwaukee? Milwaukee, you mean?
Milwaukee. Thank you. Best record. The Milwaukee and then Philly. They're going to get time. And then, with the Padres and the Dodgers and the Reds, it just, while they won the division, they didn't expect JB when this season started to be playing in this wild card round. Here's the problem with the wild card round, man. All you got to do is have two bad hitting performances against good pitching, and you go home.
No doubt.
And it's a dangerous, dangerous place to be in. Those Milwaukee Brewers are definitely worthy of winning the whole thing. So back to football. Yeah, with USC and Penn State, just goes back. James Franklin's going to have to find something because in order to win a national championship, guess what you got to do? Beat top 5 teams. Okay, beat top 6 teams. Yeah. And when you're struggling with that, it becomes a major problem. Do you believe, JB, we have a great college football team in college football right now?
No. Anyone can be beat. It's the landscape. It's the college football landscape. We paid to
Georgia proved that. Alabama took it to them.
Florida State who beat
their building. Yep.
So now that's going to cost Georgia big. Whoever lost that game was going to get caught in the playoff committee rankings because Virginia beat the shit out of Florida State, who beat the shit out of Alabama, and that's used now when they decide these playoffs.
And here's LSU.
Common denominator, yeah.
Right. Some people think LSU after the Clemson game is the best team in America.
Yep.
Well,
now Clemson's lost.
Clemson's bad. They're not good.
And then Syracuse goes in and beats Clemson's ass and then can't even score and gets shellacked by Duke.
Right. And here we are with LSU, whose offensive line is awful. I mean, I know they had a couple guys out, but they're not good. Well, their physicality. And Ole Miss's physicality it's crazy because Lane's team was more physical than LSU was. Yes.
Here's the thing, Sean. Nussmeier's a bust.
They ran the ball at will. Huh?
Nussmeier's a bust. Let's call it what it is. And I got Braden Fajoko on my show every week, who's a national champ LSU Tiger just a few years ago. He's been in the league now 7 years.
Love him. Love his family, too. Great people.
Yeah. Sean, he's like, fire the OC. He said it on my show. Like, Nussmeier came in as a Heisman hopeful. He's now looking at his stock has dropped.
And the top 5 pick in the draft.
His stock has dropped dramatically. Like, look at this guy. His fall of from grace is far. It's fallen hard, and so is this LSU team. And Brian Kelly seemingly will not take accountability for any actions after he loses a football game. Blows my mind for a grown man to do it. If I ever lost a game, Sean, I was embarrassed, and I took full ownership. it's on me. Whether I cuss you out or not, and I know what you miss on the football field as a player, in the media, it's on me. Like, man, I've never seen that like it. I've never seen nothing like this shit. This new generation, even though Brian Kelly's old school, I'm like, why are you? He's adopted like the new, like the dancing shit and all this crazy shit he's doing. He's adopted this thing to try to fit in. And I think he's lost the team because they know you're not that guy. Why don't you just be the guy? Yeah, you are. And then we'll come play for that guy. You're forcing a square peg into a round hole here. Like, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't fit, and it doesn't fit LSU, or just like I don't believe Lincoln fits SC in LA. The culture's different in Louisiana, just as it is in Mississippi, just as it is in Los Angeles. You got to have a guy that fits the culture. And I'm just telling you, Nuss has declined. This team has. Listen, they shouldn't be this bad in LSU, ever.
Do you have a problem, JB, with now Brian Kelly is very emotional. And he motherfucks his guys coming off the field all the time. I mean, every time Nussmeier came to the sidelines, he was greeting him off the sideline. I understand. I don't have a problem if you cuss me out all you want. But there comes a point in time, at times I feel like Brian's and I confess he did it guy. And I hate to say that, but at times I do, because there's no doubt Nussmeier has to play better. And there is no doubt. He has not played like a top 5 pick, a Heisman Trophy winner, none of that. You're taking a major risk if you do right now. And I'm disappointed because I thought he was better because he's tough and he's made some throws because he's got balls. The problem is they don't protect it, and they're not making things happen right, regardless of a couple injuries on the offensive line and not being physical there. Their defense is really good. Do you have a problem with Brian Kelly loud-talking Nussmeier to the media? Should he do that in private? You're a head coach. Would you ever sell your quarterback out to the media, speaking of the fact that we know he's got to play better? Or is it okay to dress him down like that? What if Nussmeier went up and said, we got to be better calling plays, and Coach Kelly's got to have better practice week? What would happen?
I mean, I got on my QB's asses just like Bobby P did with Lamar Jackson publicly when he was at Louisville, and now he's back in the helm at Arkansas. We'll see how that goes, but I've done it. I think if they have the relationship there, it is what it is. I think Nuss being a coach and a big name,
he's tough enough to handle it. That's not my point. I mean, do you like the optics for the rest of the team, or quarterbacks aren't off limits. I'm not saying that, but Brian makes a habit of this, right?
Yeah. It's just like Belichick ripping Brady. I'm okay with it. And at least it shows the rest of the guys you better fucking fit in where you get in where you fit in around here. We're equal opportunist assholes, and that's what it is. It's really not. It's just coaching is not criticism, by the way. Like, I don't think people realize. Correction's not
there's a difference.
Right. Yeah, the correction's not criticism, and neither is coaching. At the end of the day, there's no personal issue. This is not personal. Like, at the end of the day, it's business.
Well, I think fans take it more personal than the player himself does most of the time. If you got any balls as a player, JB, if I told you Ole Miss can win the national title, could you? I mean, I'm talking about a top like they win in 12th or so or 13th in the country. If I told you they could, Oregon. Hell, Vanderbilt's 5-0. I'm not giving them the national title, but impressive with where this program's gone. But you start to look around the country at teams, and we knew, hey, Tennessee had Georgia dead to rights 2 weeks ago as well. Yeah. So
Mississippi State had them beat yesterday.
I'm just so would you be shocked if the 15th ranked team in the country won the national title? I don't think Texas is very good offensively right now. Do you?
No.
A&M's played some pretty damn good football. You start to me, the best team in the country right now. Ohio State, obviously. I think the Miami Hurricanes belong in that conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're nasty and physical, and they play a different brand. It looks like this is about as close as I've felt to having Miami being back. The problem is the quarterback is he good enough to win a national title on that team? I ain't talking Georgia. I'm talking Miami. Is he good enough? Do you trust him enough to make the throws under duress that he needs to make?
No, I don't trust any of these guys at QB. Look at what we thought. Klubnik was going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. Then Arch Manning was the number one
underachieved
pick. And then I mean, look at these guys. For whatever reason, I just don't think you've seen the end of great quarterback play, in my opinion, because we're at 4 schools in 4 years. We're always chasing a bag. NFL's not the big thing no more. It's about getting a new bag in college, staying 8-9 years. Look at the Pavia kid. He's damn near 26 years old. He's getting more.
He's coming back another one. He wants another year.
Yeah, fuck. This is I'm over it. Like, come on, you already got 2 years of JUCO. Your shit's over. Like, you're telling, I mean, come on, man. Aaron Rodgers did it. Cam Newton did it. I did it. Fuck. Josh Allen did it. We played 2 years of JUCO, 2 years of college, and we left. Like, why is it so different now? Listen, I don't know. I think we're watering down.
I'll give you a fifth. You're not getting a sixth, seventh, or eighth. I'm tired of it, dude. I just am. The rules that we set up in college. Listen, at some point, look in the mirror. He's a good player, but at some point, look in the mirror and say, this shit's over. I got to go on to the next level and see if I can compete there. And if you can't, then get on with your business life or go play in another league. So the fact that you're even asking for another year drives me crazy. Let me take you to the NFL. You watched Prescott and Love last night. Both put on pretty good clinics throwing the football. Is it both defenses sucked or both offenses were really good last night? Which one is it?
Defense sucks. The Dallas Cowboys and the Baltimore Ravens are the number 1 and 2 worst defenses in football.
When I said it, I tied in Isaiah's question about Jordan Love, and then last night, obviously watching
Jordan Love's not very good.
Right. You don't think so?
I'm not. No, he's not. He's not. I don't know why he got the money, but either is Brock Purdy and all these other guys because we pay because the market says to pay him. The guy's not on the level of the elites. He's not on the level of the elites. Let's be honest. If he was, they win the game last night.
Who's a better player, Prescott or Love, in your mind?
It's a toss-up, man.
Would Green Bay be better with Prescott, or would Dallas be better with Jordan Love if they flip-flop teams?
It's a toss-up. To me, they're like exact same player. I'm going to be honest. They're both big-armed. They're both talented. They're both all that. I don't think they have the it factor when the lights are bright. I don't think either one are the same. I know Love beat Dak head-to-head in the playoffs. So you have that over him. Other than that, I mean, Dak's got 2 playoff wins. Jordan Love has 1. I don't know. What does he have? And he's only third-year starter, right? Or fourth year? I don't know. But I don't know, Sean. That's a toss-up to me.
Third-year starter because Rodgers has been gone 3 years. Yeah,
third-year starter. Like, I'm just saying, Aaron Rodgers at 41 looks better than both of them right now.
Boy, the ball was coming out on time yesterday. Looked different to me yesterday.
Matthew Stafford's the best quarterback in football. If anyone thinks different, they don't know quarterback. And if you, like I said, if you're going to build a team, I take Josh Allen, no doubt. But the best ball spinner when it matters is Matthew Stafford.
The best thrower of the football right now is Stafford, and has been for a minute.
Naku's about to break every record in football. Naku's about to break every wideout record.
I got to tell you right now, JB, you know he's getting it. You know you're going to double him. You're an idiot if you play man coverage on him. Zone. He's got as high a football IQ as any wide receiver I see. He's the best wide receiver, and quite frankly, one of the best football players in the league, any position. The guys, you drop on 3rd and 5. I'll just tell you a quick story. When I was playing in Seattle my rookie year, JB, Steve Largent, young people don't even know who he is, which is sad. If Largent was playing now, he'd have 180 catches a year too. Why? He understood coverage. The ball didn't hit the ground. He caught it all with his hands. But he knew how to beat zone, man, how to attack, cone coverage where he'd attack the outside, the inside shoulder, the outside defender, and pull it. He just knew leverage and knew zone and knew how to run away from man and stem him and lean and go, put his foot in the ground and cut on a dime and leave you 9 cents change. And I look at Nakua, who's a physical kid, catches everything. There's no better and no disrespect to Jefferson and Chase. This guy's a better player when it comes to just football player. I didn't say he's a better athlete. He's a better football player than those two are right now.
I wish we could swap QBs, Sean. I wish we could play a game because quarterback plays so bad. I wish you could swap quarterbacks for like a week, every week, and go around with all these great wideouts.
Like play a rotation of them, you mean?
Yeah,
moving around?
What would A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith look like with fucking Matthew Stafford? Like, it would be unbelievable.
Their numbers would be through the roof.
Yeah, because you got a guy that can't even get in the ball. They're bitching and moaning, all that shit. But Jalen Hurts just keeps winning. You can say what you want, but he keeps winning now.
And he is a definite winner. There's no doubt.
He's a winner. That's what I think he is. I think he's a winner. Like, he has something you can't coach.
And he's got as much poise as anybody in the league.
That's all I can say. He 0 yards in the second half is not an NFL quarterback.
He's not going to lead. He's never going to lead the league in passing. Let's put it that way.
No,
but he will win you a bunch of games and put rings on your finger.
I think him and Brock. Personally, I think him and Brock Purdy are very similar. Other than Jalen Hurts being more athletic with his feet, more physical. Other than that, they're very similar as far as how they approach games, how they miss badly when it's
Brock's more careless with the football right now. Fumbled it, threw to the other team, put him back in the lineup.
I try to.
Yeah, he doesn't. he puts his team in a bind at times. And I'm telling you what, he's going to tempt the Mac Jones stuff if he's not careful.
I would have never got rid of Mac Jones because I don't go without Mac Jones till he loses. That's just what I would have did. Belichick tried that out and showed everybody the model. When Bledsoe got hurt, Brady came in. Brady gets hurt. Bledsoe comes in, wins that big game, and then Belichick's like, all right, who do I go with in the Super Bowl? You remember that? And he went with Brady. His gut told him they won the Super Bowl, and his gut kind of went with it. I would have went with Mac Jones, man. I would have stayed with Mac Jones. This is not – he's an $800,000 a year guy. You got a $50 million guy, and he doesn't make your team
And
better.
that's why he's going to play right now.
Exactly. And I'm like, but I would have just rolled with, just say, hey, take another week. Because I said it. I said, wait till they lose to Jacksonville. That was my lock pick of the week, and Jacksonville got it done for me, so I was a big winner. I'm just telling you, man, Brock Purdy, I'm not sold on. And that team is not as good as it's been around him. So now his deficiencies are even more glaring now because he doesn't have the defense to help him. He doesn't have Kittle.
Now. Yep.
You don't have Debo, Kittle, or Ayuk. And now you got, a Jennings and a CMC who's a play away, knock on wood, from getting injured, which is not a good thing. So, I don't know.
Baltimore Ravens 1-3, JB.
Lamar quit. Lamar quit on his team.
Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, I don't know how bad his hammy is, but Kansas City Chiefs finally looked a bit like an offense last night. But Baltimore's defense is putrid. I know there's injuries. They're going to build that excuse in it. They got a lot of injuries. They're not physical when they get their guys back. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle. I get it. I picked them to be a hype, a team that was hanging around late in the playoffs because they're usually physical. But you can't, health comes into play for everybody and how you overcome it. So is this who they are, or is this simply they're not good because of injuries, or do you think they really are kind of an average football team right now? This year, should I say?
Yeah, Baltimore's bad. I said it from the jump when I saw him play. The defense is bad. Eric Weddle's on my show every Monday, and he's obviously a Raven legend, and was like, man, this isn't the Raven team I know. The tackling.
Weddle may be the most physical guy on the Ravens in his living room right now.
Oh, yeah. He's like the tackling, the fundamentals, the scheme. He said he doesn't recognize. He don't recognize the scheme. You lost Patrick Queen to rival Steelers, who I picked to win the division this year, who's getting better, by the way. Their defense is starting to look a little more Steelerish as the Ravens defense keeps going like this, though. The Steelers defense goes like this.
Defense is started slowly. They're going to pick it up. They got to pick it because that's what their staple is, right?
And listen, I'm not a high on Lamar guy anyway. I think he's a great football player, freak nature, great kid, all that. But I've never been high on him as a quarterback. I think he's an athlete playing the position, not a quarterback being athletic. There's a difference.
You think he quit on his team last night, you said?
I think he quit on the team.
You think it's a hammy, or you think it's I'm just tired, I don't want to play anymore, let's sit him down because we're not going to win this game? Which one?
I think both. If Harbaugh did tell him to sit because it was out of reach, it was in the third quarter. That is I'm pulling him Mahomes. No, Coach Reed, I'm in. Fuck that.
So why do you think he quit on his team?
Well, he didn't get any medical attention at all when he went to the sideline. If you notice, go check it out. Not one medical guy attended to him. So did he get hurt? Did he just pull himself out of the game? I'm confused. No tent, no medical tent, no injury update, and they kept it on the hush after the game, if you noticed. So what's that, a towel around? Was that fucking ice?
That doesn't look like a big old ice pack, does it?
What the hell is this?
It looks like the towel he had when you wipe your hands on going under center.
What is that? Are we kidding me? Listen, man, I'm just going to tell you, if he did get told by Harbaugh, hey, let's just save you, you're a 1-3 football team, Sean. I know. There's no way you're keeping me out of this game. I'm going to show my guys that we're going to fucking come back in this game if you're so good. Like, I don't get it. That's the reason why he don't win a Super Bowl and never will, in my opinion. I've been saying it forever. Love the kid to death. Good friends of mine recruited him in Louisville. Great kid, everything I know. But I don't think he'll ever win a Super Bowl because this is what the Chiefs did and Spagnuolo did to him yesterday is what every NFL D coordinator does to him in the playoffs, which has always been his kryptonite. He gets spied. He gets a 3-man rush. They pill on him
last night, and that's a Spagnuolo special.
Force him to throw the football, Sean. He's not a great passer. He's a thrower. He's not a passer. So Then he gets and you saw it against Detroit a week ago. He even said it. Well, they spied me and I held the ball. And Sean, come on, man. And I'm so fucking tired, and excuse my French, of telling me to replace the coordinator in Baltimore. So Rome can't coach, huh? He's only got fucking the Chargers rolling. He don't know what he's doing. Lamar's best seasons ever were under him.
Let me tell you something. The problem, Monken ain't the problem. I can promise you.
Come on, man. And now we get Monken, and all the Raven fans. We finally got a coordinator. Now they want Monken out. When is it ever Lamar's fault? I'm just curious. 7 years in, 8 years in, and it's never been Lamar's fault. Last wide receiver that had 1,000 yards was who? Hollywood Brown, maybe, and then he got out of there because he couldn't get more stats. I haven't seen a wideout flourish under him ever. I've never seen a guy get out of Baltimore and get a big contract. Have you? Because last time I checked, big contracts are required to have big stats. He don't have big stat guys. He don't ever have them. So I'm just confused as to when it's his fault.
Well, I ask the question every year. Have you noticed, okay, the 49ers, I'm just going to use Brock Purdy as an example, okay? People think he can't win a championship. He's not good enough, right? Get him there, not good enough. Has had him there. I'm just telling you, the buzz. You know the buzz, Jay. I'm going to tell you anything you don't. So let's just compare the two. Purdy's been in the league, this is his third or fourth year starting, right? He's been in an NFC championship game against Philly, or got beat in the playoffs. Was that the championship or divisional? He got hurt. Remember when they're on their fourth string, everybody got hurt. He had him in the Super Bowl, and they didn't win that game, and he played in. So I'll ask you this. But they blame it on him because he's not near as talented as Lamar. So, and I'd say Baltimore's always had a good roster, defense. They've always offensive line. 49ers, good roster. We're, 7 or 8 years into Lamar's career. Been a starter for 7 years, I believe, because the first year was Flacco. So we're at this point, but every time we come out of the playoffs, if Lamar misses a throw like on a conversion or in the end zone, oh, man, they would have been in a better position if the team would have played better. Yet Brock Purdy does it, and I'm not comparing the two. I'm just giving you both getting there. One's been to a Super Bowl, but it was his fault. But it is never Lamar's fault. Is it why? Because the numbers are so gaudy during the regular season because it looks cosmetically pretty while he's doing it. What about Josh Allen? Is it ever going to be his fault that they don't make it to? I'm just using names of guys. They've been to just as many Super Bowls. I take that back. One less Super Bowl. So I'm just curious, why are the selective, whose fault is it, right? While Lamar is a big reason why they get to the playoffs and is a great talent, he has not played good football in the postseason.
It's always someone else's fault. It's always someone else's fault,
That's
Dr.
what
J.
I'm saying. That's my point.
Dr. J, it's always someone else's fault. It's not the $200 million quarterback's fault, huh? Like, come on, Dr. J. Miss me with the bullshit. Lamar Jackson has been the reason they've lost playoff games for 7 years, not the defense. So when the defense was top-notch in the NFL for the last 7 years, was it their fault still? They've had the best offensive line run game defense combo in football for the last 7 years. Was it his fault then or no? Like, when is it Lamar's fault? And he's the highest paid guy, guys. Like, I'm just sorry. You're the GOAT or the hero when you play this position. So there is no passing the buck here. Dak Prescott makes $60 million. He's won 2 playoff games. Do we not blame Dak Prescott or do we blame Jerry Jones?
No, Prescott gets hammered for it.
Come on, man.
He gets hammered for it.
Come on. I'm tired of dealing with it. Lamar Jackson has to own up that he's not the guy when it comes down to nut crunching time. Period. He's not. Go look it up. Look at the film. Kyler Murray got drafted a year after Lamar, Sean. He's in year 7. Lamar's entering year 8. Lamar was 18 draft. Kyler was 19 draft. Okay, so please tell me, has either one of their mechanics gotten better? Has either one of their games gotten better since they became rookie starters in this league or first-year starters in this league in Lamar's case behind Flacco?
I think the mechanics in this league are awful.
But Kyler and Lamar's got
every
work.
time I watch them. Yeah. Now,
Jalen Hurts got better.
Hurts has gotten better, and it's improved because they
Justin
came through the Super Bowl in clutch.
Justin Fields' mechanics got better. Mechanics, not player, just mechanics right now.
Right.
You can see guys.
People kill Prescott. They destroy Prescott. Prescott could throw for 350. Defense could give up 35. He'd go 30 or 34. And it's like, oh, see Dak, you see him get sacked. He held the ball too. It's
But
always,
it's always a defense. It's always a defense. Dr. J thinks it's always someone else. The problem is the Cowboys had a top 5 defense for 5 of Dak's first 5 years with one of the most loaded rosters in football. Dallas had the most loaded roster in football right there with the Niners and the Ravens for the last 6 years. The 49ers went to how many Super Bowls? And the Cowboys went to how many? 0. Because of Dak Prescott. Nothing else. Stop. Let's be honest. So you got to be honest and start blaming the quarterback who makes $60 million.
Who, aside from Stafford, who's the best quarterback in the league right now?
I go Josh Allen.
I think Josh Allen is good at football players.
Josh Allen. No doubt.
I think he's the best player. Those two in the AFC and NFC, I think, are I don't think that, and that's Mahomes included. That's Lamar Jackson included.
I think Goff's heating up. Yeah. I think Goff's heating up. They're getting comfortable with the new play caller. I think the offense is starting to heat up. Number one. Number two, Stafford just who he is. I think Daniel Jones is playing as well as anybody, and so is Sam Darnold. Just like I said they would when they were with.
Oh, you mean the two guys that everybody thought stuck?
Yeah. But what do I know? When you get around competence, Sean, you start to do some good things and around some ballers and not in New York and in Carolina. Shit changes, don't it? But
look what Kevin O'Connell did to put him in position to play. Look who's playing better right now. Even though he threw the ball to the team, Wentz has looked like he's rediscovered some passion for football, even though they got beat yesterday. Yeah. He's actually playing pretty damn well right now.
I also want to give Minnesota a little shit right now because, let's be honest, last year alone, you had Sam Darnold win 14
I was just talking about quarterback. They should have never got rid of Darnold.
Never.
He should have been their starter going in.
But I want to know what your take is on Minnesota, and are you giving them a pass when you had Sam Darnold? Don't forget now, they had Daniel Jones on the roster too.
Oh, he was the backup last year when he came over and then ended up going to the Colts in the offseason.
And who wanted to go there? Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wanted to go there, begged to go there.
This is simply a love affair with
I don't get it.
JJ McCarthy, dude.
I don't understand it.
And you know what? No matter if they would have won yesterday and they win in London next week and were to win 2 or 3 games. I had this conversation last week. He's still going to go back to JJ McCarthy. They answered the question whether you'd play a backup or not, in my opinion. Now, maybe it'll change if Wentz lights it up and they win 4 straight now. But they made the decision this offseason that no matter what happens, because you had Darnold in your pocket, you had Daniel Jones in your pocket, you had a guy, like you said, Aaron Rodgers, to go there, which is they're a Super Bowl caliber roster. They got some good defense. They upgraded the offensive line, and they've got perimeter people now that Addison's back up. They can play, and we know who Jefferson is. So with that in mind, you don't do anything. You say, I'm committed to him. We'll get a backup. And they went and got Wentz, who at that point in time when they got him, people thought, well, he's nothing more than a journeyman fill-in right now. And now he's starting and playing pretty decent football. But they were committed to it, and they let a guy walk for only, 32, 33, $35 million, whatever it was for Sam Darnold. And you rehab Sam Darnold to the point where he became a big-time player. You let him walk. That's a pure commitment to McCarthy, stubborn commitment to the first-round draft pick, not do anything different. So what would you think any different when McCarthy comes back that he's not going to play?
Sean, let me ask you something.
That's just cutting off your nose to spite your face from what you did in the offseason.
When is the NFL's biggest hit on quarterbacks? Second year, sophomore slump, we call it, right? You saw C.J. Stroud hit one last year. We're seeing Jay Daniels.
He's still going through it in the third year, other than yesterday against a shitty Tennessee team.
Bo Nix is hitting it a little bit right now. Drake May is hitting it a little bit right now. They torched Carolina, but Carolina is Carolina. You got Bo Nix hitting it just a tad right now. Penix is hitting it big, and then they won yesterday and against Washington, but got blanked by Carolina a week ago, and Penix looked as bad as I've seen a quarterback look. So what is next year in essence for J.J. McCarthy? Sophomore slump, ain't it?
Yeah, depending on how many he plays, he'll still be in his rookie year games-wise. If it depends, what's he out, another week or two? So I think it was like it was a week-to-week, but 2 to 4 weeks. So we'll see how long that lasts.
So make me understand the rationale. You went from a 14-winning guy who's been in the league now and got to go, and he sharpened his iron, Sean. He went through it. He was drunk through the mud, and now he's got some perseverance. Yeah, he's got some perseverance maybe and some hunger and all that. You went from that to a rookie unknown who really didn't throw the ball a lot in college, let's be honest. And then you get a guy who's talented. We see it. He tests out great and all that. but he lacks experience, and now he's hurt. So really he's not even playing and getting more experience. He's sitting again.
Back to the drawing board now.
Next year, though, it's sophomore slump. And then if they lose next year, you got a guy in O'Connell who's now on the hot seat for getting fired because they're rebuilding again.
And think about this, McCarthy. Of the 8 quarters he's played, 7 of them have been bad football.
Bad.
One of them was good, the comeback win in the game. So a lot of questions. All right, so for your money, who's the best 2 teams in the NFL, AFC, NFC right now?
Rams are the best team. They dominated the Eagles. There was no that game is an anomaly. I don't know what they did. 2 field goal blocks, but it shouldn't even been that close. They dominated up front. Jalen had no offense in the first half. This week he had no offense in the second half versus the Bucs. It's crazy that Eagle team just keeps winning though. So you can't say anything. But right now, obviously, I still think it's Eagles and Rams in the NFC. If Detroit gets cooking here, they could be a hard out. I don't think
they're starting to feel it though, aren't they?
They are. I think Frisco's fool's gold. I do like Seattle, though. I think Seattle's defense is real, and it travels. So they're not going to be an easy out. The NFC West is the best division in football right now. Just look at the records. Cardinals are a tough out. Seattle's 3-1. The Niners are 3-1, and the Rams are 3-1. They're the best division by record in football. So, at the end of the day, I don't think we knew that. I don't think we saw that coming. So
let me guess. You think Buffalo and the Steelers are the 2 best in the AFC right now?
I do. I like the Chargers, but they got Joe Alt got hurt yesterday. They're already down.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for a team that wants to play physical. And Najee's out too.
You got Najee out. See, the Chargers just hit a wall that's sad to see because they were on the way to being unbelievably coached by Harbaugh, nuts and guts, run the football.
I still think they're going to be okay, Segs.
I do too. I do too.
JB,
I do too. I do like the Buffalo Bills and the Rams meeting up in the Super Bowl. That's my prediction, my future bet. I bet the Bills-Rams. But having said that, the Eagles are going to be a tough out because they just know how to win. Sirianni does a hell of a job with all the drama. Jaylen Brown fucking tweeting and reading books on the side, like all the drama they deal with, and he keeps winning, man. I shout out to him, man, for getting it done. But other than that,
not Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's Celtics basketball player.
AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ Brown. Yeah.
Again, listen. I don't know, Sean. This is the AFC league right now with the Broncos, who have an elite defense and are 1-2 some type of way because they've just have hit that wall. They're still going to be a tough out. They're still going to be a tough out.
Back to the quarterbacks, and it's a good point because he has played well, and he played well again yesterday. Do you see, let's say 3 years from now, could Drake may be the best sophomore? He's a sophomore, but that class, could he be the best quarterback of the class?
Could be him and if you don't him or Nix, Penix, I don't know. Penix is you could break this down, Sean. And I've talked to this I've had Sean King and E-Dub.
And I'm a big Jaden Daniels guy too. We got to get him back on the field, no doubt.
But I want to break this down. It's a lot easier to figure out a lefty in the NFL than it is a righty. It just is what it is because as a play caller, I got to do everything backwards. And I got to become so non-tendency heavy that it's almost, unless you're Steve Young or Mark Brunell in his heyday or Michael Vick, who's an anomaly, it's tough, Sean, to not pick up on lefties. In year 2, Penix is hitting that right now. And listen, there's a heavy tendency. Oh, I'm on the left hash. I'm on the right hash. Where are we going? He's 99% left-handed, sprint out. Boot. Like, those are things the defense coordinators in the NFL get paid to stop. And he's hitting the wall right now. And it's a lot easier to figure out a lefty than it is a righty. So he's got to be that much better. That's also a sophomore QB that's in that draft that you're talking about. There's going to be a few things that you got to weigh out. But Bo Nix and Penix and May, Jaden Daniels, of course.
Daniels is special. He just got to get back on the field and get help.
Yeah. What's going on in Houston with CJ, though?
Well, he played better yesterday, but they wasn't impressive when they curbed. Their defense is really good. A gun shy, a little more frantic in the pocket than we saw as a rookie. And they think their play caller's suffering through a rookie play caller. He just is. They ran the ball well yesterday. Their defense got stops. The field goal kicker for Tennessee missed 2 when it would have been 6-6 and maybe changed the course of it. They look more like they ran the ball. And I'm going to tell you what, Marks is going to be a good player. Catching the ball from SC out of the backfield, added an extra weapon to them on the perimeter. I really like his game. With Joe Mixon hurt, that's hurt them. Yet Chubb ran physical yesterday. But Patrick, JB, I went back and watched again, and I'm looking and taping the game, and I'm looking. They can't pick up simple protections, man. They're bad. They are. Matter of fact, not only a detriment, they're a Friday night protection pickup team, and the Titans should be playing on Friday night right now, and the Texans offensive line may not be any better than playing on Friday night, at least in pass pro. They ran the ball better yesterday. CJ, high percentage, did some good things. They got Nico Collins involved early, but there's a sense of, to me, of still some indecision, and he's got to throw the ball away, especially understanding when that protection breaks down. He's not the most fleet-of-foot guy. He can buy time, and he's athletic enough, but the ball's got to come out, and they did a good job yesterday at times down the red zone, get the ball out quick so the guy gets flat, get in the end zone, got the ball out quick on a couple of reads, knowing blitz was coming, but they've got to improve. So let me leave you with this. Do you like ties in football? I've said all along we should never have one.
Never.
I don't know why we do. They make enough money. Well, they'll get tired and injury. Yeah, but we'll go play a Thursday game after Sunday. I don't want to hear it. I've been saying it for years. I'm so tired of it. There should never be a tie in an NFL, in any NFL. Level. We don't have ties in baseball. They'll play 20. They'll keep playing, even with a gimmick of a guy on second. We just keep playing. And we sure shouldn't have ties in football. I don't know why we do it. It's such a pussy move. I can't stand it.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's a joke. And then you got a great doubleheader like tonight, right? With fucking Cincinnati with a backup, the Jets and the goddamn Dolphins. Unbelievable.
Boy, this will be a real physical Monday night.
I don't get this 2 games thing. The NFL's doing some shit.
The Broncos will be the most physical team of the 4. Boy, I can't wait for this one. The pillow fights tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you got the pillow fights, Denver and Bengals versus the Jets and Miami, and at least Denver will punch you on defense. Boy, this ought to be a real – if you like pillow fights or this is the Monday night for you. This is the Monday night for you.
The hypocrisy is what kills me before I leave. The hypocrisy. You can change the kickoff rule 1,000 times and make this shit weird as fuck. And you can change the don't hit the guy over the middle, can't hit the QB. You can change
can't hit anybody.
Onside kick rule. I gotta call you now.
I gotta let you know when I want to pull an okey doke on you. Now, how stupid are we in the league?
But we can't have an overtime rule. You can't sit down that long and figure that out. But you can change the fucking kickoff rule, huh? Come on, man. This is
We're
joke.
a gimmick league, and as we go, I can answer this for you, Chris. About Cam Ward yesterday saying we're ass. Is it a good leader or bad look? It's a great leader. He didn't say he didn't say they. He said we're ass and we got to play better. And he put him in it. He's got to play better. They got to play better. I like that he called him to the carpet without naming a name. He said we. As long as there's we, and he's right. They are ass. They suck. They're not any good.
Shador Sanders said, "I'm better than half the football league, though."
Well, there you go. There's the difference.
Hey, Sean, real quick though, you know who's 9-1 in their last 10 games, and who's 8-2 in their last 10 games in baseball?
Go ahead.
The Dodgers and the Yankees. Repeat. You heard it here first. They'll be back again.
Red Sox, Padres. No, Red Sox, Phillies. Now get your ass out of this show.
Doyers! Go blue!
Yeah. Oh, man, when they were 2-8 because they couldn't hit about a month ago, what were you saying, bitch?
Hey, they just beat the shit out of the Mariners. Didn't they win the AFC?
No, not the AFC, the American League. The American League West. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they curb stomped the Astros to keep them basically out by sweeping them in their own building. That's exactly right. So,
damn. Hey, we'll see you in the World Series, man. Maybe we'll hook up and see the Dodgers play the Yankees again.
Maybe you'll make some of those vittles you make for everybody else, and I can't.
I'm calling Ohtani right now. I'm calling Ohtani right. What'd you say? He just told me that
take him. Can't say that.
Take him in 7. He said, and then he said he doesn't know English, but he said Doyers in 7. So I don't know. Fucking.
I love the fact that you don't know what Bad Bunny sings, but you can translate what Ohtani's saying. Boy, what a man!
And then he gave me his pick. Awesome. He's like, "Fucking North Carolina +8." Like he sure knows that shit in English. But hey,
Yeah, you know what? He could actually bet in front of the commissioner, and they'd say it wasn't his fault. Now get out of here.
And he stole your property. He'll take your fucking property too.
You're an idiot. Get out of here. I like Cam Ward's leadership. Let me bring in Adam Sager. Seg's back in. I actually like Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward's a player, dude. I do. I know it's going to take a while, and they look bad now. Yeah. But he's accountable, and I like it. And they are asked. It hurts sometimes to admit it. He didn't say I. There was no me in it. It was we, and I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, I mean,
JB's out of his damn mind, by the way. So he translated what Otani's saying, just so you know, in case you had a problem with the things. he told you what Otani said. So
I'm not sure about that. But
what a nut job. Love him, though.
No, but yeah, Cam Ward, I mean, he's out there and, he's made some throws that you say, okay, you see the talent that he has. But yeah, he's got nothing around him. He's got no talent on that Tennessee roster. I mean,
the Saints and them together they couldn't put a roster together and beat a Friday night team right now.
Exactly. So they'll be fighting along with the Saints for that number one pick, the Dolphins, the Jets, those type of teams that will be fighting for that number one pick. And luckily for the Titans, if they get that one pick, maybe you can trade it by a team that wants a quarterback because you have your quarterback, or you just take the best non-quarterback if it's an offensive lineman, if it's Reuben Bain from Miami, the edge rusher who's terrorizing football. There's going to be some good players in this draft coming up that aren't quarterbacks, and Tennessee just needs to keep building around Cam Ward because he does seem like he's a guy.
Agreed. What's on your mind today, brother?
The Americans, I don't even know how to start. First of all, make a damn putt on Saturday. One of you, make a putt. You wouldn't have lost 15-13 if you made putts on Friday and Saturday. I mean, they were a joke those 2 days. And the fact that I don't care what Scotty Scheffler did, he wasn't good enough. DeChambeau, yeah, he played well on Sunday, but you know what? He wasn't good enough. None of them were good enough, in my opinion. And yeah, it was cool to see Ben Griffin who went out there and got the win on Sunday in a singles match. But overall, the Americans sucked. I mean, I know they made it close in the end, and that score of 15-13 is kind of fool's gold. I do think it's bullshit that they halved the point that Victor Hovland couldn't play. Like that's a dumb rule. Oh, you have a guy who can't play, so you get a half a point. Like that makes no sense whatsoever. But yeah, the main takeaway was the Americans weren't nearly good enough, and for the most part, especially Friday and Saturday, they got their ass kicked.
Yeah, I had my obsession with golf, as we talked about. This is true. Sometimes you say it's hyperbolic. I didn't leave my couch other than to go to the restroom for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I watched I keep all the TVs on football, but I was more dialed into the Ryder Cup, even when they were down 11.5 to 4.5.
Yeah.
Seven down heading into Sunday. I got so much to say about this, man. I do. Bear with me for a second. One is the Europeans. I love listen, anybody that thinks it's not important to them, of course they want to win. But there's a process of going. Everybody wants to win when they're in there. It's all the leading up to it. I love Keegan Bradley. Bradley's never been assistant captain, none of it. He's good, but I would not have run Colin Morikawa out there again after the first one. Colin Morikawa, if it did not earn in 2024 or 2025, this last golf year, he did not earn it. He's not been good. Now he's a two-time major winner, but he did not play well. Has not played well. 6 different caddies. Colin Morikawa, and he proved it again. They got curb stomped in day one and got curb stomped in day two. They were not good. I think Harris English has got a great swing, but let's put that aside. They weren't good. I got to start at the top, move down. So while I love Keegan Bradley, I don't know why they set up the course to favor the Europeans. I know that they said it's never been that soft. Put high rough. Those guys are used to throwing balls in there and putting. The greens fit them. The from tee to green, the U.S. dominated.
Yeah,
dominated the Europeans. They got on the green. It looked like a clown show on a putt-putt. Now I can't make them. It's not personal, but I'm talking about 2.5 footers they run by. And Scotty Scheffler, who I think is phenomenal the greatest player, best player in the world. He's not a good Ryder Cup player for whatever reason. He missed putts that if he put a blindfold on, he would have made 90% of the time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it. Justin Thomas, Sand Sunday, leave Sunday alone. Friday and Saturday, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They couldn't putt. It didn't matter where you hit it. You hit it to 3 feet. Tommy Fleetwood hit it to 2 feet. They set up the course. This is the sign about this is for good players when you come and play here. Bethpage Black was tame as could be. It was, and now you played into it. What's their strength? We were far longer, all that rough. You could have, with DeChambeau, Scheffler's long enough. The Cam Young can hit it a country mile. The only guys that don't hit it far for the most part are Russell Henley, and he missed two putts on Sunday that had that tournament that he would have got the full point. Lowry would have never had a chance. My respect for the U.S. guys and their grit and resilience on Sunday, not to just quit playing, meaning just kind of just go through the motions, was amazing. It was a great watch, and really, they had a chance. And the rule sucks. We can't bitch about it because both captains agreed to it. It's been a rule for 50-plus years, but the rule sucks. I've never met anything. Who thought that this rule was a good thing? I said two things. Either you award the team the point or we have an alternate on both teams that if a guy gets the flu, that he can go play in place of him. Simple. And maybe it's a top 25 player that the other country gets to pick and you pick ours. So the alternate isn't, or it's the 13th guy. Who was your next guy making the alternate, like umpires do if a guy gets hit in the balls with a baseball and can't continue? The rule sucks, but the rule's in place. That's not why we got beat. You got beat because Friday and Saturday you couldn't make a putt, and it was an embarrassment. It was a bloody embarrassment. It wasn't Keegan Bradley's fault they couldn't putt. It was his fault the way the course was set up, and he admitted it. Kudos to him. And they should have never ran Morikawa out there the second time. No matter how much we like Morikawa, they shouldn't have. He was not good. Now, why in the hell J.J. Spawn and Cam Young? Cam Young was out. Our rookies, even Ben Griffin, played good golf.
Yeah,
they played good golf because it was almost like we talked about on Friday. They're just going to throw caution to the wind and let it rip, man. Let's see what happens. Well, so much about this. Here's how I feel about this. I'd asked Colt Knost, the CBS broadcaster, if the Euros cared. And I mentioned this last week, more than we do. And he said, I don't think so. There's a couple things I wrote down and I do not want to forget. For me is the Europeans, the Ryder Cup is everything to them. I think the Ryder Cup's more cosmetic to us. I do. Not that they don't want to win when they're out there. I think the process of leading up to it. I believe in my heart that the Europeans are going to go. I listened to Paul McGinley on the post studio stuff with Brandel Chambly after the match. I turned it over to Golf Channel.
Mm-hmm.
Paul McGinley, who's a Ryder Cup winner, made a putt to win the Ryder Cup and has been a Ryder Cup coach or captain and won the Ryder Cup. He actually made the point. Here they are winning and celebrating. And Paul McGinley said, but we still have stuff we got to do. Talking about Luke Donald coming back, who may be, as Keegan Bradley said, the greatest Ryder Cup captain the Europeans have ever had. He has been phenomenal in 2 Ryder Cups. And he wasn't supposed to get it. It was supposed to be Henrik Stenson. He went to live. It was supposed to be Sergio was part of that thought process. Lee Westwood was part of that thought process. Ian Poulter, all of them went to live. And the Europeans say, you go to live, you ain't captain in our team. And they won't let those guys play. The only reason John Rahm and on the non-captain side, on the playing side, that John Rahm and Hatton got to play is because their cases are pending. They're not settled yet. If they were settled like they wouldn't be able to play. So we'll see what happens in 2 years. But getting back to the way they set up, from the soap and the shampoo to the pillowcases and the sheets that they got out for 2 years, day-to-day process of doing all the little things. You still got to make putts, but they made it comfortable like they were living in their own homes. That's one. 2 is they set the course up, and I'm sure they were shocked, like the advantage, high rough. A lot of the Europeans, they said being in the rough was easier. I mean, and it was being in the rough, the short rough was easier because it was fluffy and you could control spin than it was being in the middle of the fairway. You saw how many balls spun back 30 feet away. But the European, I believe this, Segs. The McGinley was talking about how the way Sunday went, there's a bitter taste, all that celebration. And I know they said, I love to party with them. And good on them. They know how to party. They were gentlemen. They were professional. They did their job, and they did it well. I think both the teams have major respect for each other, and we'll get to the fans in a second. But all that. But I do believe that the Ryder Cup I think the Ryder Cup hits in our gut, and I'm talking about all of us. Me, getting a feel for it. The Ryder Cup hits us in the gut. It hits them in their fucking soul, dude.
Right.
They almost got caught on Sunday. I promise you, as I'm sitting here now, the next 2 years, they're going to love the win and how important it was. You know what they're going to focus on? What happened Sunday? What happened to that ass kicking we took? Why did it get to that point? They're already talking about it. I promise you, once this thing gets, the dust clears and all the booze settles in and the headaches are gone, they're going to wonder why that team, if it ain't for Lowry hitting a couple of bullets to the flagstick on like 2 greens to within 3 feet, I'm talking about it. He's one of the best iron players in the world. They won once, and that was what? Ludwig Oberg.
Yep.
Other than that, they got an ass whooping on Sunday. So good on, and they felt what the Europeans felt, what the U.S. did the first 2 days. They couldn't putt, and this team could until the very end with Lowry and a couple others that hit some putts to do it. Sags, I believe that there's a little more cosmetic to us. I think there's the pomp and circumstance is important to them. When you win a Ryder Cup, when you win a major, they respect you in Europe. And McGinley said that. When you win a Ryder Cup, they love you forever.
Yeah. And
they bring back, the Molinaris have been involved. Both the Molinari brothers are involved. They have so much experience. Tell me the experience on the Ryder Cup here. Okay, I'm not saying Kisner doesn't know, and those guys, I'm
right.
Great. I love him. And I think Keegan Bradley was a very solid captain. The best Ryder Cup captain we've had since 1999 was Paul Azinger. And Zinger was an absolute prick. I mean this in an affectionate way. Cut your heart out and feed it to you on a platter and detail. That's the way he played, too. You played when he was a player in the Ryder Cup, dude, you had a 3-footer, and you'd struggled 3 holes before. His ass was in the spirit of he would have, you're up. But his ass would have made you putt it if it meant winning the tournament. That's who Zinger is, man.
Right.
And so there's a fear of him, but a respect. Why isn't he? Paul McGinley's he's on the strategic part. They keep the Ryder Cuppers are held in such high regard. They bring him back. Who? I don't know. Was Tiger Woods in the group? Michael Jordan's our Ryder Cup strategic guy. And the Zinger and guys who've had success that have been dominant Ryder Cup players or have been on staff. I just think when you lack experience, and it's proven that rookies, even though ours stepped up and kicked ass on Sunday, it's just proven they had 11 veterans, 1 rookie, that veterans are better at the Ryder Cup than young guys. Statistics and analytics prove it out.
Right.
So I think it hits them in their soul and it hits us in our gut. It's important to both. But the process leading up to, they're more detailed than we are. You can argue it all you want. We all love golf. I love it. I'm a U.S. guy rooting for them. But I don't dislike the Europeans because they do it the right way. And to the crowd, 90% of you were no golf and did it right. This bro shit at the Ryder Cup, hat backward shit. This ain't your local muni drinking beer with your buddies, hat backward, 3-size shirt, oversized. Motherfucking guys throwing stuff at their wife and talking in the middle of somebody's backswing like you do with your buddies to see if they can play under pressure. That ain't this. It was tacky and it was weak. Well, you come to New York, you know what to expect. No, fuck you. Okay, what you should expect is you shouldn't have to go through that. Not us or not. When they go to Ireland in 2 years, guess what? They're not going to hear one sound in their backswing. Not one. So all the yelling and cheering for your guys in between and without telling the guy he's a motherfucker and the rest of it, all that. I mean, there's no reason for that. We all cuss, but it's a golf course. This isn't a football game. It's not college football. So they did an unbelievable job and every time you cussed them out and said shit to them, they hit balls to 3 feet. Didn't work. It didn't work. Now, McIlroy's an easy target. He's got rabbit ears and he's sensitive, but he still is a hell of a player, and he proved it again. Throwing stuff at his wife, wrong. That stuff I don't get. All the cheering and yelling when they're walking up the fairway, having a blast when on the practice round he said, "Hey, Rory, you don't have to button up the top button to choke." And he and Lowry laughed. That's what the spirit of it. But you don't need to do all that stuff. And at 90% of them are great. It's that 10% that we're going to remember. And it happened, and they were, and we kept telling them, man, it's going to be loud, and it encouraged it. And it was I don't mind it being rambunctious. I don't have a problem with it. As long as it's not when a guy's addressing the ball, you're not throwing stuff at their wives who are trying to enjoy their husbands. It was Bush League. And it's not, when we say everybody does it, it always, it's not fair because it's 10% that sound louder than the 90% who are actually doing it the right way. No, it's not what you should expect when you go for the Ryder Cup on U.S. soil. Should we expect if the Euros did that to us there, we'd be out of our mind. And right now, they're going to go take an ass whooping in Ireland if they don't know how to get their game. I'm just telling you. And it bugs me because I love Scheffler and I love Justin Thomas. I'm U.S. all the way, and I couldn't move from my couch because of it. But the fact is that it is. I believe that their attention to detail is better than ours. I think it means. It may not even to the golfers. I'm talking about to the people who select, to people who do it all. I think it's a deeper, how dare you, and we just change captains to change captains. It's optics. We love the optics of, hey, you're on our soil and we're patriots, but yelling in a backswing doesn't make you a better fan. Bro golf is for you and I when we go out and play golf and laugh and drink beer and yell and our buddies backswing say, oh, don't be a pussy. That's not for this. It's not for a major. It's not for this. It's not for they're not our enemies. Lowry loves Scheffler. Scheffler loves McIlroy. They all get along. Now DeChambeau will get in your kitchen and get after it. And you saw the little scuffle with the caddies, but that got taken care of. I thought the 10% or the 5% that were there were extremely Bush League. And I'm not that everything's got to be straight and narrow all the time. But at a golf tournament like that, it's supposed to be done right. It's just a small time you don't have to yell and scream it. Even if you're cussing when they're walking down the fairway. As a player, you just can't have rabbit ears. But this ain't a football game. It's not soccer where two teams want to kill each other and the fans are beating each other up in the parking lot in a game that's, it's a golf match. And both sides deserve to take the club back and address and not have to deal with it. And a wife and kids are off limits. They are just flat ass off limits. So people can get mad, oh, that's a pussy way McIlroy should expect. No, he shouldn't. He should never. It should be held to a higher standard. But most of them did because most of them get it. But we allow that 10% to do it. And it humiliated us on Friday and Saturday especially. Sunday was better. It humiliated us. I think, in my opinion, and Scotty Scheffler, who I love, and he is dominant, he had to play better. Yeah. Their best dominated our best Friday and Saturday to a T. Their best players kicked, and I know DeChambeau came back 5 out of 7, down 5 after 7 holes, came back. Awesome. The problem is he was down 5 in the first 7 holes. Right. So if you get right down to it, they were just flat ass better than us. And when you got to overcome that much, no matter how well they played on Sunday, even though they played phenomenal, there was too much to overcome. I think the soul part of the Europeans, they're just better at this than we are now.
Yeah, I agree with you for the most part. I mean, everything you just said.
What part don't you agree with? What part?
No, I mean, not even that I don't agree with you. It's more so when you talk about the whole fan thing in Rory. I think Rory has shown over the years and continued this weekend that I don't know how to put this, but he's kind of a bitch. You know what I mean?
Of course he is. There's no arguing that.
And he's like, oh, you shouldn't be saying. He basically said nobody should be saying anything. He doesn't want any of the talk and stuff.
Well, it's not a library. He'll have to get over it. It's called a competition.
Right. So, I mean, and then, he's talking about golf etiquette. This is a game of respect, all this stuff. And then when they're celebrating, he's up on that bridge or whatever he was on, and he's covering up DeChambeau's name with the European flag.
And he's saying, fuck you, and fuck you, walking off. So instead of just being quiet, like Fleetwood never said a word.
Right. Like, you know what, Rory? Like, fuck off. Like, that's kind of what I felt about him. Now, yes, the wife thing, any kids, any of that kind of stuff, 100% off limits. But for Rory to kind of take that stance and then go out and do the stuff he did on top of it, you look like a tool, in my opinion. Listen, he's going to get it a lot worse in 4 years. I mean, fans will not forget this, and he's going to get it at tournaments now in the States.
He's a prime target. Well, the United States kind of loved him at the Augusta when he won. He fell that Masters crowd, and you know what? And I get it, but he's easy to dislike. Right. I love his game, guys. Yes, but he's Rory's the guy that celebrates in front of everybody and wants to make sure that you know it. And when you celebrate in front of him, he's got a problem with it.
Right.
Now, the problem, there is no argument. That's what we don't disagree one bit. I look at him and say, dude, you see a couple times, even when there was chatter and talk, he stepped up and hit it. If he'd have just done that like Fleetwood and those guys, they just go play. They probably would have stopped. He's that guy that when you argue with the troll gets louder. But still, the etiquette part, I'm not even talking. Listen, I don't mind a little fire back and forth with like Lowry when you do it. You make a putt and you point to the stands. I'm all into it. And you can yell at him and cheer when he misses a putt. You should. I'm simply talking about wives and kids. Leave them alone. 100%. Rory feels like he has to talk. Rory's the LeBron James of golf. Hears everything. Feels like he has to answer every question. He's a bright guy. He gets it. And he's a little, quite frankly, front-runner-ish. He just is. And when Sunday came and he wasn't playing great, neither was Scheffler, but Scheffler beat him, he was, I was just exhausted. And yes, you were. 5 rounds, you were exhausted. You're a great player. We know that. You don't have to tell us. Scheffler can tell us because Scotty doesn't say much. Scotty doesn't make excuses. He never has. He just didn't play well. He'll never putt like that again in his life if you gave him a broomstick. It just happened. And they got their ass handed to him. And I don't do moral victories. And I know that that's the problem. We're going to moral victory this, and I'm guilty of it. Because after they did that, I said, what a great effort, man, resilience. But that's the problem. Europeans don't do moral victories. You either win or something's wrong. And even when you do win, if you didn't win handily like they didn't on Sunday, they're going to handle it. They're going to get to the bottom of it. That bugs them. So I think that we're going to look at it as moral victory because the resilience. The bottom line, you had to have a moral victory. Why? And be resilient? Because you were so bad on Friday and Saturday. I love our U.S. golfers. And McIlroy is easy to dislike, but it still doesn't mean at a tournament that big that New York fans, I know people don't like them. New York, I like them. I do. Reason why? Because most of them are smart. They're passionate. They're intense. You know where you stand with them, win or lose. And even if you're a home guy, I know that. And it was heightened because of how bad they played Friday and Saturday. I get it. But it's that small percentage that's louder than everybody, so we think it's everybody, and that's not fair to them. But the 10% or 5% that were shitty fans, that we can't have that. You just can't do it. You just can't. And they handled pressure on Friday and Saturday far better than we did on our own soil. But kudos to the way they played. I friggin' love Cameron Young. He doesn't say, he just keeps grinding, man. How do you not like Tommy Fleetwood? How can you not love Shane Lowry's approach? A lot of respect for those players. They put together a team that was more suited for what they went through than maybe most would be. McIlroy's always going to be like that, dude. He's sensitive and he's prim and proper and he drives you crazy. He doesn't do bro golf. Unfortunately, I'm not even sure McIlroy likes to have bro golf when he's with his buddies. Yeah. But bro golf doesn't go there. Bro golf belongs when you and I are, hey, bro, we're drinking beers. And it didn't belong at the Ryder Cup. And it left a bad name and it soils the 90% that are good fans.
I think we need some sort of, not a tour where golfers are drinking during it.
All right, dude. And yelling in the backswing and see who's got the best. They do it in every other sport. Other than tennis.
But them drinking as they get golf carts, I
want to see the Europeans like John Rahm. I want to see them like they were guzzling beer. Do that like on the first tee box. You have to guzzle the beer.
Yes.
Every third hole, you got to guzzle another beer.
Go play like public courses that you can shoot fucking 54 on.
You don't have to fix your divots.
Yeah, you just go
hat backwards.
But you got to be drinking the entire time.
When I say bro golf, we all play it with our buddies.
Yes,
you're betting, smoking cigars, but the Ryder Cup, and it bugs me that small percentage ruined.
Yes,
what was a hell of a comeback. They're talking more about that, and Luke Donald was just spectacular on everything. Their attention to detail sick. It just is, and they just played better. And the Americans aren't arguing that. Like Justin Thomas said, well, what could they have done different? And Justin Thomas pointed out, he could have made us putt better, but that's on the players. The players know it was on them during the tournament, but they played their ass off on Sunday. But when you get your ass handed to you that bad in the first 2 days, it's hard to overcome, even when you're not playing well. I mean, even when you are playing well, let alone when you're not playing well. And Sam Burns didn't putt like he's the best putter on the planet. Right. And he just didn't have it in a couple matches. So it was fun to watch. But DeChambeau's grit and the way they came back was fun to watch. But I congratulate the Europeans for the way they handled themselves in the golf they played, even when Rory's kind of in a whiner. But you knew that was coming because that's who he is. But he's a great player.
The guy who drove me nuts all weekend with his play was Patrick Cantlay. I mean, geez, man, make one putt. Make one. Like,
who is supposed to be one of the best clutch putters. I told you last Friday, I said, Segs, he will be in position to make a huge difference if he's right.
Right.
And he played average golf.
I think he went 1-3-1 over the 5
And that guy shows zero emotion for anything.
Do you think Tiger Woods would make a good captain? Someone who is fierce, he's detailed, he's not afraid to tell you when you suck. I think he has that. He has that
and I think
mentality.
He wasn't a good Ryder Cup player because guys that played with him, their game suffered because of the intimidation of their own guy being so good. And he probably is one of those guys. Now Tiger's even become even friendlier, right? Yes. As he's gotten a little older. So there's that, but he's still got that prick in it, that he can be a royal, which I like in those settings because, hey man, it's not about you're doing great. No, you've missed 4 straight putts. Right. Do what you do. Do what got you on this team.
Yes.
Don't take a sigh of relief because you made the team and then, okay, I have a run. It's like a team that makes the playoffs and says, okay, we made it. And then you get your ass kicked. Don't breathe a sigh of relief. I'm not saying they did, but you don't want anybody to do that. And I think he'd be on your ass the whole time. Number one. 2 is there's no better golf IQ in the world than that guy. His golf IQ, Tiger Woods, is through the roof. And he would, I think, bring back guys like the Zinger, guys that have that a little bit more experience. Not that you need fresh faces are good, but Tiger's not so far removed from golf right now. He's still in it and still engaged, and the players, the respect they have for him. So a little bit out of fear is okay. A little bit out of fear is okay. So I think he'd be phenomenal, Segs. And another thing too is that I don't think, when they said we have a game plan, we're sticking with it. Sometimes you got to change the game plan like you do in football.
That was my problem.
I'll bet you, I can guarantee you $1 million that Morikawa and Harris English would not have played on Sunday.
Right.
They would not have played. He would have said, the hot hand, I like this matchup. Cam's playing again. Or JJ Spawn's playing again. He just would have. So, and that's not, Keegan was, Keegan's been a loner. This 2 years has got him more, he's just been kind of a guy that didn't, hang with the fellas. And he said it changed his life, which is a good thing. I don't have any, like I said, other than their putting, tee to green, they're as good as anybody in the world. It doesn't matter where you play them or any era. I thought the European Ryder Cup team is the best. The Friday and Saturday is the best 12-person golf I've ever seen, or 8-person golf, both rounds, 16 round that I've ever seen in my life with a group of people. And I love the U.S.'s response, and I'm with them. But I know, like I said, it hurts them in their gut. But it's a soul thing for Europe. It's in their soul, man. It's just been ingrained in them their whole lives in their country. It just has.
Disappointing weekend for the Americans. I know Sunday was fun to try and come back, but that's just, hey, this goes back to what we say about the first 4 weeks of the NFL season. Just you can't lose them in September because it makes it harder in November.
Baltimore's going to be in a chase the whole time, Sage.
Exactly.
The Texans are in a chase the whole time. These teams that are playoff teams that were supposed to win their division. That's right.
Yes, the Americans were in a chase from the jump because, remember DeChambeau and Justin Thomas, that first matchup Friday morning, won the first hole, never won a hole again in that round. So
they got curb stomped, man.
Yeah, it was just an uphill battle from the beginning. And
yeah, you know what, dude? I love our guys. Wait, Justin gets excited when he made the putt. I mean, we got some friggin' talented guys. Like I said, it happens. There's those days when, things we've seen as a quarterback. I know when you're like, I don't know what's going on. I can't. The guy's wide open. I can't throw it to him. I've lived it. In golf, it's the same thing. All that stuff, and then you get on the green and you just don't read it right, and it happens. It's not a hate. It's not personal. Listen, you think Scotty Scheffler's in Dallas today? Happy about yesterday, or happy about Friday and Saturday? The guy, he's miserable because that's what makes him great, and he should be, and he should. Here's another thing: how long will it fester for the U.S.? A couple weeks, month? I'm talking about all of us. Will you get over it soon? How long you think? How long you think it's going to fester that they didn't close it out like they wanted to on Sunday for the Europeans? 2 years. It's going to bother them the whole time.
Right.
I'm just telling you, it is.
Golf fans, U.S. golf fans will forget about this. Not forget about it.
We'll move on. Look at the new season and football season. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rather quickly. Real quick before we get out of here, and we'll talk baseball.
We got a lot of football tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a lot of football tomorrow. But who is your biggest winner of the weekend from college and the NFL? And then we'll do biggest loser of the weekend in the NFL and college.
College football, and there was a lot of them. College football for me, Oregon going on the road across the country and beating Penn State in their building and doing what everybody does to Penn State if you're a top 5-6 team. That was you want to talk about a gut check win. And in truth, Kalen DeBoer's team going into Georgia and beating them when his job's been talked. And I know I'm missing some segs. It was what Illinois did to my Trojans. They sent another loud message. So probably those three is the winner. The biggest loser, well, to me, it's got to be, I hate to say it's in the same game. If you're Penn State, you had to stop that bleeding of getting beat by teams that are top-ranked teams to send a message. Because I think a lot of people believe that Penn State's a national championship type team. It did not happen. So I think they both go. In the NFL, the biggest winner of the weekend, I hate ties. I don't know why we have ties. I'm just thinking in my mind going through it, Segs. Jacksonville, big win with the 49ers. Yeah. And they are playing really good football. I'd have to stick them near the top of the list. I'm telling you, something's brewing in Pittsburgh.
How about just a guy, Jackson Dart, getting his first start and getting the win?
I was going to say him for my favorite. All he did was validate what they should have done in preseason.
Yeah.
What they should have done in preseason. You saw, even though the stats weren't gaudy, the energy changed. Look how the defense played. They rallied off Jackson Dart. The second he scored the touchdown, there is a different energy about him. He's a better player. This decision should have been made. Watch Brian Dable's reaction at the end of the game when he went up and hugged Jackson Dart. He's sitting there looking at him, that feeling of, you might have saved my damn job, because Dart did it. That was a huge winner for the Giants, and I think they're in good shape. This kid's a player, and he's.
How about CBS? As soon as they win the game, first shot after they get off the field is Russell Wilson, just standing on the field, kind of looking around, and then the next shot is. Boom, Jackson Dart and Brian Dable like hugging and loving each other, like almost kiss it look like.
Couldn't you have accounted on this?
Why
with
show
his energy?
Russell Wilson?
Yeah, well, there's no reason. Russell Wilson, and people pointed out, once he got away from the Legion of Boom, his record, this is not personal. Russell's been a good player. But I think the last few years has damaged our thoughts on him as a quarterback. He has to have help. Jackson Dart was going to will you to win no matter what your state. And the people on both sides of the ball rallied around it. I've said all along, his energy was different. They should have started him from day one. And then so that's the winners. The biggest loser, I know Baltimore's hurt, but the optics of their team, the way they're playing, is awful.
Yeah,
it is friggin' awful the way they're playing. And the Chargers just didn't look good. The Chargers didn't look good. I know they hung around. They didn't look. I'm thinking, was there anything else that individual and or team that the biggest loser of the weekend?
Packers giving up 40 to
Dallas. The Packers defense was probably the biggest disappointment, Segs, not loser, but the biggest Dallas, I expect their defense to give up 35 every week. They're the like I said, they're the USC of the years past. Score 40, give up 44. I expect it. The biggest loser is ties. We shouldn't play that much. Let them finish this thing. If you want to have a kickoff, meaning field goal from 50, go back 5 yards, back 5. I don't care how you do it. Gimmick
college,
it up.
College OT?
Do that too, Segs. Do that too. Give them both. Yes. Whatever it takes, let's go do this thing. But the Packers defense, it's supposed to be one of the best defenses in the world. They didn't look like they look like Swiss cheese. They got to be better there too. That group was bad yesterday in that game. But I would say the biggest overall is just the overall. I know there's injuries, but the overall Baltimore feel right now, that I would have sworn they were going to go in and beat Kansas City. Kansas City's offense looked like something. They looked like Kansas City's offense, but they're doing it against an injury-riddled, soft Baltimore Ravens defense right now.
Yeah, I look at the winners. I even in a loss, I still think the Colts came out as winners because they
agreed
against the Rams. Arguably,
and the Rams are big winners too with their resilience and the way they played, no doubt.
Yes, but both those teams look legit. Looking at the college game, some losers. LSU, you did not match the intensity of Ole Miss. I don't care if you're on the road or not. And then Florida State. What are you doing? You can't lose. You can't be back and doing all.
And those are two other ones. I'm going through all this. Two great. And Virginia played damn good football. I was impressed with them. Impressed them. Segs, you hit it perfectly too. LSU's offense is pathetic right now.
Yes,
dude, they're so bad. The quarterback's not playing well. I know they're injured up front, but they can't. They didn't do it defensively. They're fine. They're fine. But this was a loud message. And you know who the most physical team in the game was? Was Ole Miss.
Yeah.
They pushed them around physically. So
what LSU run for like 2 yards a carry, 2.8?
Yeah, they got distracted. And Ole Miss did whatever they wanted, throwing it and run. Lane had a great plan for them. So you're right about that. And yeah, Florida State. LSU does not look like a national championship. On offense, they look so subpar right now. Nussmeier is not playing well, and Brian Kelly made sure he know, as we talked about. There's a lot going on. I'm telling you what, this is 4 weeks in. I don't really know who the best team in the country is. Is it Miami? Is it Ohio? I know who's ranked one, and Ohio State's proven it. That was a big win against an underrated Washington. Matter of fact, you could put them in the winner category. That's a tough place to play, Segs. I've been there a handful of times and played there a couple times. It's a tough place to play. And Ohio State, they're doing a great job of weathering difficult buildings and difficult teams. Oregon, Ohio State, hell, we may see them right back at the top of this thing again as we go down the stretch.
And hell, we'll break all this down tomorrow more so, but Alabama getting a big win against Georgia. Georgia continues one win in the last.
Their quarterback's impressive
against Alabama.
That's why I said that was one of my first winners. All the pressure on DeBoer to go in there and give Georgia. Georgia should have lost their last 2 games.
Yeah, Georgia
had them on the ropes. Had them on the ropes with a field goal, and Alabama waltzed in there and they're different this year. Georgia's not the same physically either.
Right. I mean, would you even have Georgia as a playoff team right now? Just the way they've looked this year.
No.
By the time we're done.
And I'll tell you what, if Tennessee kicks that field goal, Georgia's in trouble the rest of the season to chase it down, because there's another loss on that schedule, I believe, Segs. I do.
Oh yeah, when you go through the SEC, it's tough.
Kalen DeBoer's probably going to have a better week this week.
Yeah.
It's going to be a better week for him beating a good team like that.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, yeah, we'll break it more down tomorrow. We got Major League Baseball playoffs kickoff
JB
tomorrow.
A long time today because of it. And we were late because of the technology. So
we'll
sorry
get
about
in
that.
more.
But thanks for being patient with us.
I mean, he likes the Yankees, Dodgers. You like, who'd you say? Red Sox?
Red Sox, Phillies.
Phillies. I like your pick more so. I think with the way the Phillies are playing, I know Milwaukee's got the 1 seed and they're kind of.
It may very well be Milwaukee and Toronto, right? Segs, they're both really good, man.
But I do like the Philly-Boston matchup that I think both those teams are set up with aces. I mean, Garrett Crochet's been awesome for the Red Sox. And then, of course, Philly's just got that lineup.
There's a swagger about them, too, Segs. Talk about a team that knows how to deal with pressure. They engulf it, man. They love that shit. They do.
So we'll break down the wild card matchups. What do they start tomorrow at like 1-ish? I want to say. And so as we're probably ending the show, baseball will be kicking off their playoffs. So we got plenty to talk about over the next few days.
And Arkansas with the new head football coach, they just have not played well, man. And that's going to, if they'll invest in NIL, which I told you they're going to, like they do basketball, they get a coach in there, Petrino, right? He's
the interim.
Right.
Do you think he has a legit shot to get the job again?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The fact that they brought him back after all that happened allowed him to be the interim coach. I mean, he's there and now he's the interim coach. And Bobby will be pining for it the whole time. Bobby's the guy, brilliant football mind. Bobby's the guy when you go and meet him at a party and shake his hand, he's looking over your shoulder to the bigger job. Okay, that's just been him. It doesn't make it bad. It's just him. The damn right I think he's got now. We'll see how they play. But he's a brilliant offensive mind, and they got to get it going. And Notre Dame beat an Arkansas team that should be better. They're more talented than the way they played this year. No doubt.
Yeah, it's a lot to talk about tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow at noon Central. We will start on time, hopefully, if we can get some stuff ironed out.
I'm jumping through the computer, to somebody, okay? Yes, we will.
Somebody's in trouble if we don't start on time tomorrow. And you'll
come on here with half a head because it will be exploded, okay?
Thanks to Coach JB.
Like most of the time.
Yeah. Thanks to Coach JB. Thanks to Triple E. Thanks to Laura behind the scenes. We will be back tomorrow at noon Central, talking football, talking baseball, talking maybe some basketball because that's getting ready to kick off, and hockey preseason started. There's a lot of sports going on right now. Best time of the year, some would argue. All right, guys, we will talk to you tomorrow. Peace.